Blue Jays today. We're today. We get the wine freaking unwind. Take a sip, Adam. Tell us how it is. $24 bottle of wine. Probably gonna let it aerate maybe a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
A little better right now, but I can tell it's gonna be good. Aerating, for people who don't know, you gotta let the oxygen kind of get to the wine, let the flavors come out.
You're damn right.
Sitting in a bottle for a while.
Yeah, exactly. You know, this is the tellings of a alcoholic and also a former wine rack employee, both of us. So we know all about it. How is everyone this evening? Daryl Adams, Chelston Third, Scott Farr, Tristan Morgan, Logan Potapinick, very cool.
Ooh.
Ryan, Cameron Rice, everyone welcome, and also Dole Kermist. It's lovely to have you all here on this Friday night, kicking off our weekend. It's gonna be a good one. I have a good feeling this time.
Yeah.
You know?
Was it a bad time last time?
No, it was a pretty good time last time too. But I feel like it's gonna be
even better. Every weekend's gonna get better from here on out.
Right.
That's the mindset.
Yeah, 100%.
Every week.
100% big dog. 100% big dog. We already have a few questions coming in here right now because it looks like people are talking about the Daryl Adams 331 was the first one to throw it out there, and it says, Nick and Adam, you think Jays go all in and pay Bryant 170 right now? Or if you think they're going all in, it would be for Freeman. And then it looks like we got a couple other people here saying that the Freeman news are starting to get some smoke, that it's starting to build. All of that, man. We've kind of addressed it already, but what are your thoughts on that whole Freeman situation?
It's obviously, if I were to, you're asking me for Freeman or Bryant. I think I'd rather them go for the Bryant, honestly, than Freeman. What do I think they're going to do? I think they're going to do whatever they can to grab a big name.
Yeah.
Like, I actually think the Blue Jays don't. Like, they care, of course. Like, obviously, they have preferences of who they want on their team, but I think they really just want a name. And whether it be like, if it somehow, which I don't think it's going to be this way, if the Freeman contract situation was better, that they would go to Freeman. You know what I mean? So I think that they're going to do whatever they want. But I personally want to go with Kris Bryant because it makes more sense.
Yes, Kris Bryant makes the most sense, absolutely. But you're absolutely right, dude. At the end of the day, man, we always think it's like, well, just go get that guy. Just go get that guy. You can go get him. But that guy has something to say about it as well. His wife has something to say about it. His family has something to say about it. His upbringing, everyone else like involved, his agent. So there are other factors here where it's like we can't just go out and get him like it's a video game. Like it is difficult. So I think that the Blue Jays are going to do exactly what you said. Shoot as many shots off as possible to assure that hopefully at least one of them lands.
Get somebody, yeah.
And at that point, it's like ideal situation is Bryant. But if we end up with Freeman, I will definitely take a all-star,
Yeah, absolutely. I got any questions here? Yeah, a lot of smoke around Freeman rumors. I'd like to hear what they are. Did you see them today at all?
I didn't see anything new today, actually, but I've been off the grid for a little bit. But I believe you, man. I definitely believe you. And
I put 2022 in the date. Let me just quickly change that.
Okay, go change that.
Why not?
While you're doing it, we might as well address the biggest news that came out this past week, because there is not that whole much news. But it's about the Toronto Blue Jays and us actively being big in on Corey Seager, which is something that I think shocked a lot of the Blue Jays community. Shocked me. I think it shocked you as well.
Yeah.
It was kind of out of the blue, man.
I would say I'm half shocked.
Right.
Because it's like I didn't think we were going to go for a big shortstop. You know what I mean? Unless they were willing to move over. But $300 million, $325 million, we were willing to go somewhere around that range. Okay, that shocked me. That shocked me a lot.
Well, yeah, and I think, too, it's like I've just continuously been shocked this entire free agency with the rumors and everything. I was shocked when it came out about Kris Bryant that we were in on him. I was shocked when we were looking at, the other guys as well, freaking Freeman. Now Seager, it's like I've been shocked this entire time. We were in on Thor. I mean, that one I kind of buy, but still, it's like it feels like we are in on every possible person who is a name that is going to get paid this offseason. And $300 million is a lot, dude. We've been trying to make the argument about how we can keep Bo and Vlad if we got Kris Bryant. You think we could keep Bo and Vlad if we got Corey Seager?
No. Corey Seager is the new Bo Bichette now.
Yep.
You know what I mean? He's the new Bo Bichette. Maybe he's the new Vlad. Here's the thing. We go out and get that guy. Okay, you win now. I'm slowly starting to enter that mindset where it's all right, if it means sacrificing one of the young guys, we might have to, but I hope we can make it work. I'm okay with it though, because right now, if we did go get Corey Seager, holy crap, holy crap, our team would be messed up, our lineup.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like me personally, like we don't really need our lineup to get even more messed up. I do like adding one more guy. You know what I mean? I do like adding Kris Bryant. Like that would be awesome. But the pitching is number one. I think we did a good job with our pitching this offseason. So honestly, like right now, it's just kind of like let's add gravy to this already great meal that we have as a World Series contending team.
Yeah. I got a question for you, man. And Bob Howe, I see your question too. I'd love to answer that. And for anyone else who's asked a question, definitely want to get to that. Also, too, guys, please hit the like button. We would appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But dude, do you think? And I just had this thought right now. Do you think that the management is sending a good message or a bad message, or how do you think this message is being received by Bo Bichette, by Vladimir Guerrero, when they're hearing the rumors of going like, oh, Blue Jays are in on Freddie Freeman. That's what I play. Oh, Blue Jays are in on Corey Seager. I play there.
Yeah.
Like, how do you think they're receiving that right now?
I would hope that the front office is talking to them, right? I would hope that they're like, all right, well, just so you know, you still have your job, right? Obviously. And I think if I'm not mistaken, you're referring to like the extension opportunities later down the line.
I mean, I'm referring to everything involved. You know, I think when you hear that your team is significantly in on Freeman or Corey Seager, all stars at their respective positions, and they will require a lot of money, a lot of, years committed, there come some questions, like, am I not good enough at that spot? Like, am I getting phased out? Like, will I get the extension? Like, all of these things come into question.
Yeah. So I'm thinking they must be having conversations. Like when they signed Marcus Semien, who, back in 2020 when he was, technically 2021, when he was a shortstop, and they were telling Bo even before they signed, like, look, like we're gonna get Marcus Semien. You're going to keep your shortstop job.
Yeah.
Like they have these conversations all the time. So I believe like they must be still having these conversations. With that being said, I think if I'm Bo Bichette and I hear that communication, I actually think that I love what they're doing because they're helping us win championships. And Bo Bichette wants to win. Vladdy wants to win. He's back in the gym trying to win.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'm honestly kind of happy. I'm going to be happy about it.
Yeah, and I mean, frankly, that is, like, I think that's the way that you got to spin it, right? A good management communicates with their players. They tell them what's what. They tell them, hey, like, at the end of the day, like, this is what we're doing. We are the owners. We are the management. But, we want to keep you on the same page right now. We want to get your input. We want to hear what you have to say. As a Green Bay Packers fan, I've seen the other side of things where they do the complete opposite. It's like they have their own way of doing things and they don't tell anybody, right? And it's just that communication. Yeah. It's just that communication. Like, it goes a long way, to keep them in the loop, to keep them on topic.
And they want, and then they want to actually stay with your team and play and sign.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, okay, I hear what you're doing there. It's like, this makes a lot of sense. You're keeping me in the loop. Yes, he plays my position. But yes, we're going to go win a World Series, so I appreciate you letting me know.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yeah, I think that's what they're going to do. I do want to answer Bob Howe's question.
Okay,
Good one coming up earlier. I think he was asking, right there it is. What should the Jays' top priority after the lockout? And then I assume you meant to say B after that with a question mark. And what do you think the top priority post-lockout is?
For me, top priority is bullpen. Oh, it still is. It still is. Like Kris Bryant, all these sexy names are just luxury. Those are luxury in my mind. The top priority is you need to get more bullpen. Like, yeah, you got Yimi Garcia, but Yimi Garcia isn't gonna change your bullpen. It's not gonna change your whole team. Like, Yimi Garcia is just a filler. Like, go get an elite guy and then maybe go get someone like Kris Bryant.
Also, shout out to Scott_Farr with a nice $1.99 donation. Nice. Shout out to you, man. He says, we're in the business to win. Freeman is welcome. Very fair, man. And I hope that message has been communicated to Vlad. Exactly that.
Yes.
We're in the business to win. Freeman is welcome.
Yeah.
I do want to piggyback on what you're saying. The top priority for the Jays. You know what I think the top priority should be, guys? The second that the lockout is over? Get to practice. Get things organized quicker.
Yeah.
Because you know what is going to happen here? I'm very concerned that we're going to start losing out on spring training games. We're going to start losing out. We might even get eaten into the season, right? It could be that quick of a turnaround where it's like lockout's over. We got games on Monday. The team that is the most organized, the team that comes ready to go, we could get off to the hottest month of like April and May, we could steal a bunch of wins because everyone else is trying to get in the rhythm of baseball and like they're not on like freaking topic right now. But if we're ready to go come April, come when it's time, we might like get so much of a lead we could take the division sort of thing. Like that's the way I'm looking at it.
I think it's got to be the individual players that got to go out and do that work because the management can't go and organize practices.
That's part of the problem.
They can't have anything like that. So actually, technically, yes, they can have spring training with the CBA in the lockout. But the players might strike.
Yeah.
So it's up to the players to stay in shape. And I did have a question up here that I wanted to see.
Go for it, man.
From Kanev a little bit earlier saying, do we need a backup outfielder, good bullpen guy, a third baseman, second baseman, just spit, or even maybe a starting pitcher to create some competitive between Strip, Nate, and the new pitcher?
Jesus, that's a lot. That is
a lot of question.
I mean, top priority out of that's definitely got to be a bullpen guy for me, and then also the third and the second baseman.
Yeah.
I do like the idea of going out and getting a competitive pitcher. That's what we were basically talking about with a Yusei Kikuchi. That's the type of role that he would have, right? He comes in. He's not guaranteed the number 5 spot in the rotation. But now it becomes nobody's guaranteed the number 5 spot in the rotation. You want to win the job, go out, win the job, come ready to go. You're especially talking about how players need to take the onus on themselves because of this lockout, right? Nate Pearson, come ready, man. Like, if you come, you're throwing 100, you're getting it in the zone, congratulations, the job's yours, you know?
Yeah, you got to be ready.
Yeah, it's like, who wants to win?
We all know what happened in 2020 when people weren't ready. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Like, look what happened. It was not good. Not good. We got a question from Tristan Morgan saying, what dark horse player could the Jays trade for to improve next season? Ooh, dark horse player. It's different from big name.
That's totally different than big name. That's totally, it's hard to come up with some dark horse players on the spot because it almost feels like a dark horse player is a guy that you need to kind of be watching mid-season, you know?
Yeah, because right now the only he's not even a dark horse because we all know he's good. It's like Pablo Lopez. It's like no one really talks about this guy because there's so many good pitchers on that Miami staff. So that's the only one that's really coming to my mind.
Right.
Like that's good for a trade.
I think honestly, a good dark horse sort of player. I can't come up with one name right now, but a solid middle relief guy that we don't know about, that doesn't get talked about enough, that does not get media coverage, unless you're a fan of said team, whatever team he may be on, you don't know who he is. That's the type of dark horse players that are going to help this team, right? And that's the stuff that Pete Walker, that Montoya, they love that, dude. We always see them going out and getting these guys, that we've really never heard of at the trade deadline. Who the hell is this guy?
Yeah.
Like Adam Simber, for instance, before he
Dude,
came on.
I had no idea who this man was.
No idea who he was, right?
He's on Miami. I don't care or look at Miami.
It's like, unless you're a fan of Miami, you have no idea who Adam Simber is. He comes over. I'm like, okay, maybe this guy will be good. Throws up like a 1.5.
Yeah, literally. Had an incredible second half with us. So, yeah, that's the type of, I agree. That's the type of stuff that we need to do.
Yeah. Scott Farr saying Joey Votto. Bring him home to Canada, man. Hey, Joey Votto. You cringe, but Joey Votto was phenomenal last year.
He was. He would be the DH first base platoon.
Yes.
That's what he'd be.
Yeah.
So, yeah, sure.
Yeah. Honestly, it's like if he's doing what he was doing last year, it was like he was in MVP conversations for a while.
That's the type of season that you never see where it's like this guy's old, it's like he's slowly on the decline, then all of a sudden, boom, I'm back I'm prime Joey Votto again.
Hey,
it's like what?
You see that. The only players you see that from are Hall of Famers. Joey Votto, Hall of Fame. It's happening.
I think Miggy could turn around one day and get back to form.
I'll be honest. I think Miggy's probably well, that's the thing. I think he's probably passed, but it's like at any point
I thought
it could
Joey
happen.
was passed.
Exactly, yeah. It's like at any point it could happen, right? It's just like those are the type of players that they are. I like a lot of, or I like something that Doc Hermes just brought up because we just did a podcast on this. It's going to come out probably tomorrow or Sunday. I'm not entirely sure. But he says, I wonder if a 1-year deal for Story 2, sort of like a Semyon from 2021. And we didn't actually touch on that from our podcast at all. But I saw some people talking about that too.
You saw some people talking about, like other than this chat, talking about Story for 1 year?
Yeah. And the reasoning behind that was because he came off of a down year last year. The away splits are definitely questionable. When he's at home, it's, almost a 1 OPS. And when he's away, it's like a 750. Like, we turn into kind of like a Randall Grichuk when we're away, right? So there's some questions arising there. Obviously the power was down last year, and people were speculating on, well, maybe the way to go about this, if he's not getting the number that he wants in his mind, if he's not getting a $200 million contract, maybe he signs a 1-year deal. Granted, it would still be a lot, probably
25.
Yeah,
million.
like it would still be a lot of money, but a 1-year deal hits 30 bombs, puts up an 830 OPS, and now you get the $200 million because he'd still only be 30 years old after that deal. So
I mean, if we wanted to bring Trevor Story for that reason,
100%,
totally
changes everything.
Yeah. Like, if he's willing to do it, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he's like, oh, Toronto must be the place to really get paid. Because think about it, if you want to go and look good with your stat line, go to Toronto.
Look at the production. Yeah, think about how much production you're going to get.
They're going to pitch to you, too, because there's nowhere to put you with that deep lineup. Also, donation from Scott Farr. Let's go.
Scott Farr with the MVP.
Let's go.
Dono.
He's saying third base needs to come from trade Olsen or Ramirez. Totally. Yeah, if we miss out on Kris Bryant, Olsen playing third? Interesting.
I think unless you maybe mean like Olsen goes to first, Vladdy plays third, or are you talking about Chapman potentially?
Probably Chapman. Maybe you mean Chapman?
Yeah.
Because Chapman, definitely.
I'm still very ready for a Matt Chapman too. We haven't talked a whole lot about that potential. But Matt Chapman, ready to go. Sorry, Jordan Groshans, you're gonna have to ship off now.
But you know what I mean? It's Toronto is the best place to go get paid.
Well, and especially if you are Trevor Story, because if you're a Trevor Story, you have assured yourself you're gonna be in the top 5 in the lineup. There will always be guys on base for you.
Always.
There will always be guys hitting you around the bases when you get on. It's not unrealistic for you to throw up, 100 runs, 100 RBIs, and then go get $300 million after you're done here.
Because I would imagine, I'm just thinking right now, he'd probably fit perfectly at the number 2 spot because that's where Simeon was last year.
Yeah, I was going to say number 2 would be where he is.
You know what I mean? So he's going to score a lot of runs, score a lot of RBIs, come on. I'm down for that.
Yo, is Bo Bichette, he's going to go back to 4, you think, this year?
Sorry, what's the question?
Bo Bichette, he's going to be in the 4 spot of the lineup, you think, again?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think Montoya found a nice rhythm there. Unless if we don't get someone to replace Marcus Semien, I think Bo might be batting second. I think it would go George, Bo, Vlad, Teoscar, and then the Lord.
Probably.
Yeah.
That's probably what it would be, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who batted? Oh, yeah, because Montoya put all the lefties in the 6th spot.
Typically, what he would do is he'd have that top 5, or minus the Lord. He'd have the top 5, including Marcus Semien, and then it's he'd have Dickerson, or Kirk would go there sometimes.
He'd split it up.
Sometimes the one thing that I hated though was when he put Grichuk there.
Oh my god!
And then he put the Lord after Grichuk, or sometimes he even threw him in the 8th spot, which was just abhorrent in my opinion. But
he likes to split up the lineup and lengthen it.
He does like to split up the lineup and lengthen the freaking
it worked.
lineup.
It worked.
Yeah, we all popped off, so I can't complain too much. But keep the Lord.
Lord, man, more RBIs for the Lord.
More RBIs for the Lord, man. Their RBIs are coming. Lord, if you guys haven't paid attention, we have a MLB The Show playthrough that we're doing right now. We played our first game yesterday. I don't want to spoil anything. Go check it out if you haven't seen it already. But the Lord, very good.
Yeah, he's batting 6 with a lineup with Kris Bryant and Ketel Marte in it.
You're damn right.
He popped off.
You're damn right, yeah. Breaking news! Boone has given a lifetime contract, and Judge has been traded to the Jays because he was annoyed by his old, unorganized franchise.
Let's go. Thanks for the news, Ken F.
Wow, thank you for that breaking news, man. How would you feel if we got Aaron Judge?
Great.
That'd be crazy.
I mean, goodbye, Grichuk.
Yeah.
Goodbye. I don't give a crap about you. We can cut him for all I care.
Grichuk's gone forever now. Grichuk is gone forever.
Shiva saying, do you guys think some players avoid going to the Yankees because they can't have facial hair while playing? Interesting question.
Depends which players. Charlie Blackmon, he's not ever going to be a Yankee.
No.
Justin Turner, no way.
And I would have thought Rugnan or Dor.
Well, that one was, that one was weird. That one was weird.
That got weird.
He did not look good with the no facial hair, guys. He needs the facial hair, Yeah, it's now he got cut. He's not even in baseball anymore, so you can grow as much facial hair as you want.
Now he can grow it back.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't think so. I think a lot of baseball players look at the Yankees as, well, now I feel like the culture's kind of changing a little bit because as of late in the last 10 years, they haven't been that like World Series, like deep running team as we're all used to in the past. So like, I think the culture is changing where it's like Marcus Stroman's pointed out to the Yankees, like you can't buy a World Series team. Like they keep buying and buying and buying and they lose and lose and lose. So I think the idea of being a Yankee is kind of changing a little bit.
Maybe. I still think though it's like these players, like a lot of them still grew up watching Derek Jeter. They grew up watching, A-Rod and all those guys, right? They grew up watching that. So I think, honestly, like for me, and maybe this is just because I think I look better without facial hair, I'd be like, I'm cool to like shave my face and don the Yankees uniform. And granted, too, they're going to pay me a lot of money. It's going to be New York, so New York's pretty cool.
Yeah, like they paid like Odor almost $20 million.
Which is ridiculous amounts of money. Which is actually ridiculous amounts of money for Odor.
Insane.
We got some more breaking news. Randall Grichuk for a year's supply of sunflower seeds for the dugout.
I like it.
Yeah,
we're always mean on Randall Grichuk here. We're always a little mean. I don't mind Randall Grichuk. I'm going to be honest. I don't mind him as like our fourth and third guy. I don't mind him.
I think you have the off-season goggles on.
No. I'm looking at the stats, and I don't mind him as that. Like, like you're thinking about all the times he's striking out and stuff. But like as our backup, like after that, after Grichuk, who do we have? Malik Smith. Like, that's it.
Absolutely, but I don't, and I agree with you. Like when you compare him to players that are worse than him, he looks pretty good. But when I think about all of the times that Randall Grichuk has come up to the plate and we need a run, and it's 3-pitch strikeout or first pitch swinging like pop up, that's when I don't like Grichuk.
There's quite a lot where I don't like Randall Grichuk, and I only like Randall Grichuk when he's hot. Like I actually, let me correct that. I love Randall Grichuk when he's hot.
He's exceptional.
He's one of my favorite players when he's hot.
Yeah.
But that's all he is. He's hot and cold. And after Randall Grichuk, it's like literally there's nothing. So until we get another guy to replace him, he's good. He's good to stay in my mind. He'll be gone in 2024.
He will be gone.
He'll be gone.
He will be gone.
And that's all that we got from him.
Randall would be so good if he had less K's, says Tristan Morgan, and you know what?
Yeah,
dude?
He'd be really good with that less K's.
Yeah, exactly. It's and I hear you, Tristan, but like whenever people say stuff like that, it's like our one friend Ryan put it great the other day. It's like if I had wheels, I'd be a car, and it's like yes, if he had less K's, he would be good at baseball. But I don't know if he
just keeps striking out.
I don't know if he ever will. I'm not sure. That's the thing. Yeah, it's like I'm not sure if he ever will have that. So
yeah, and then that's what's so weird about like a player like Bo Bichette, where like he does strike out.
He does.
This guy strikes out.
Yeah, he does.
But he hits. Like it's just it's remarkable, and that's honestly kind of the new baseball game. Like 30 years ago, like if anyone struck out as much as like Bo Bichette, like you're looked at as horrible. Like you're like, oh my god, like you can't. It's like a different mindset back then. It's a different mindset because like it's all about putting the ball in play, getting weak contact, barreling it up. Now it's like I'm swinging for the fences, and because Bo Bichette has over 800 OPS and the numbers look good, he can stay. Right?
Well, exactly, though. It's like you get away with it, right? You get away with it. If Bo Bichette put up the slash line that Grichuk put up, I obviously would be way harder on Bo. I'd be like, why the hell are you swinging at that? Why stop swinging at that, you dumbass, right? And sometimes I still do say that about him. I'm like, Bo, like, you would be a 900 OPS guy if you didn't swing at that. But granted, like I can't get too upset because he's come very clutch, and Bo Bichette is the type of guy where it's like he'll have a 4-hit game one day and just like literally will your team to victory. So,
Yeah, like Bo Bichette is different in that mind where like literally, who said it? Shivaz said it. Like Grichuk is good when he's good, but he's bad. He's really bad, and that's absolutely right. When Bo's bad, it's like it's not for long. Yeah. Because Grichuk's bads can drag for months.
Well, Grichuk's bads last longer than his goods.
Yeah, they do. They do. But Bo's bads are like I think a couple times he had like a 2-week stretch where he was like sucking. Yeah. But then like he's back.
He's back.
And he's back. And he's back.
And it's
and
really
hot.
back.
And it's really back.
No one is going to be incredible the entire year. Even Vlad, we saw like
there was a 2-week span.
There was like
I remember that.
2 week span where it's like, oh shit, dude, like we are not looking good right now. Like he was looking like he was looking like Grichuk out there for a little while. But this happens, it's like how much can you limit the bad and how consistent can you be? And we also got to factor in too. It's like Bo Bichette chases so damn much. But, like, he's just way, like, infinitely more talented than Grichuk because a ball that's, like, a foot outside the zone, somehow you foul that away.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
Like,
where Grichuk strikes out.
Where Grichuk hacks at it and it looks ugly and whatever. And, like, Bo, like, you're like, well, why did you swing at that? But you're also like,
he's like, because he
off.
can.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he can.
Like, you can, right? Like,
dude, and I always think about, like, Bo Bichette is a tennis player. And when you think about tennis players and interchangeable skills, that they're used to stretching and reaching and making great contact.
Yes.
Like they're used to getting out of their
we have to save the ball here,
We have to save the ball.
It's like I have to put it back over the net.
Exactly.
Like, there's no way around it.
And when you think about even interchangeable skills between a shortstop in the big leagues and a quarterback in the NFL, like you're able to throw accurately from all arm angles, right?
100%.
And like on the run too.
run,
So it's like those skills from different sports are so vital, and like that's why. And honestly, that's the first time that I've heard a tennis player, a good tennis player in Bo Bichette, also being an incredible baseball player.
Frankly, it makes a lot of sense when you think about it, right? It's like we have a thing, we have to hit a ball.
Yeah.
It's coming at me very quickly.
Yes. It sometimes moves. It sometimes moves.
There's spin. There's it's like I gotta move. So it makes a lot of sense why he'd be good at it.
Yeah.
Atlanta Hawthorne asked a question about what's happening with the lockout. Anything? ? And not really. Not really.
There's just like speculation of what they want in the deal, right? And one of the things, and we might make a podcast on this eventually, but it's the 14-team postseason.
What is it now?
Well, it's 10. It's 10. Yeah.
10.
So
okay.
4 extra teams would make it. So we would make it next year for sure.
So wait. So there's 10 teams that make the playoffs.
Yeah, currently, right. And then so what this new proposal would be is that in each league 7 teams make it, with the top team in each league getting a bye, and then
the exact same as football.
Yes, and then the 2 division winners get to choose 4 wildcard teams to play. So they get to choose who they want to face.
Wait.
Okay, so
they choose the wild.
They choose who they want to face in a 5-game series or a 3-game series. It would be. Yeah. So
wait a second. So like based on I can't choose Baltimore.
No. They have to be a playoff team.
They have to be
a playoff team.
they have to be a playoff team. But who gets to choose first?
The second place team. So the first place team gets the bye. Second place team gets first pick of the 4 wildcard teams in their division or in their league, and then it would be the third place team with the division winner. They would choose another team, and then the remaining 2 would face each other.
Interesting.
And there would be 6 in total.
Yeah, and with one team with a bye.
3-game series, and then the bye team. I don't know how, I didn't read it to that much further. I don't know if the bye team gets to choose who they want to pick out of the remaining teams, because that would be cool.
Yeah.
Because like if the other 2 get to pick, like why shouldn't they get to pick? You know what I mean?
Right.
And then it would be back to like now it's the division series, like back to normal.
Interesting. Yeah. That's very interesting.
What do you think about that?
You know what? How many teams? There's 30 teams in baseball.
And 14, yeah.
14. Yeah.
Here's the one thing I don't like. What? I don't like 3-game series determining a team, because you win 2 and you move on.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like I don't think that's enough baseball to really show what a team has. If you're really top heavy in your pitching rotation, you win. You'll win that. You should win at least.
Right.
I think it should always be at least. I don't even like 5, but I get it because it's a bye. You don't want to keep the bye team waiting. So a 5-game series. But I want to hear what you guys think too about this.
Yeah, maybe a 5-game. I mean, the thing is too, it's like I don't think. And this is just a problem that I have with, like, I guess baseball as a whole. Like, I don't think that the sport of baseball was made for playoffs. Like, I don't think that the concept of playoffs does the sport of baseball justice.
Because it's math.
In determining a winner, it's like, and it's kind of fucked in my brain too. It's like we play 162 games.
Yep.
162, and then it's like we decide on 3.
Yeah,
Or one?
And that's the thing. And like, there's the one thing I do like is that they have the buys, because now it's like now being the first in your league actually has some value.
Yes, it does.
You know?
It does. Like, you want to get that for sure. You know,
Yeah.
so we want the automatic move on. We want to have home field advantage the whole time, obviously. But yeah, it's like the whole sport of baseball. It's like it feels like we weren't made for playoffs, but at the same point too, it's like, do you really want to do, you know, just like total points in the whole league, right? Like that changes the entire sport as well. So I don't know. I have a problem with I just have a problem with playoffs, I think.
Yeah. No, that's playoffs. That's the thing, man. Like, you have to win in this certain moment.
Yeah, exactly.
And you have to get ready for this moment, and that's it. Nothing else matters.
Yeah.
And I mean, look at the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yeah,
That's a good point.
Totally.
There was one question up here.
Scott Farr, I just want to comment on this. Don't forget Randall Grichuk stepped on Lourdes Gurriel's hand and took him out for weeks when Gurriel was hitting grand slams. Took him out of our lineup and Grichuk off the bench. LOL.
He did it on purpose.
Yeah, no, it's a whole conspiracy theory, man. I was so freaking pissed off when I watched that happen. I was so upset. My favorite player was popping the hell off right now. Like best player in the league popping off. And Grichuk just had to take his stupid foot, take his cleat, and just annihilate my guy's hand.
I know.
Just annihilate it, you know?
Also, do you want to have some of this wine now?
Sure, yeah, I'll take a sip.
Yeah.
It's expensive wine here.
It's expensive, $24. Also, Cameron Rice saying, who you guys rather have, Ramirez or Marte?
Yeah, we get that question a lot.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, it's nice.
We get that question a fair bit. And honestly, I really don't care. I really don't care.
Yeah,
Like,
either one is great.
either one is like there's multiple benefits to both. Marte has an additional year. Ramirez has the name value, and they're both elite at what they do respectively. Like Ramirez, I feel like I trust a little bit more, but at the same point, like when you look at the numbers on paper.
Do you want anything from the LCBO? Sorry, guys.
No, I'm
Okay.
But yeah, like when you look at somebody like Marte, Jesus fuck, I lost my train of thought.
Sorry about it.
guys.
I was just texting someone.
Sorry.
But you think about someone like Marte, like there are different values you say that they bring to the team. Is that what you're talking about?
No, I mean, but
Like
you
different
don't
players?
have as much trust in Marte, and I think that could be like a fallacy right now. I think that could
I
change
think
very soon. I
Marte's
feel like,
I think Marte's very trustworthy.
yeah, it's just I think that the league doesn't talk about him enough just because he's on such a crap team, you know?
Yeah, I think he's underrated. I think maybe like
Yeah,
I think he's underrated because this guy's
I'll take either of them, man.
fully rated.
I'll take either of them. I'm gonna dive into the box.
Yeah, do it. Hey boys, says Hockey Kid. We got NP leader Winter, also known as Jet here. What's up? He says, my drunk best friends, how are you? Doing good. You know what's funny? I don't think I've been drunk on this channel in a while.
It's been quite a long time.
It's been quite a long time. I think
yeah.
I don't know when the last time I was drunk on this channel. It might have. I know one time for sure it was opening day.
Oh, we were hammered.
Yeah.
For that. We were hammered.
I can't
for
remember
that.
though.
Okay, so this one comes in from Kale B. Kramer.
Kale B. Kramer.
Interesting. He says start, bench, cut.
Ooh.
Luke Malley.
Luke Maley.
Maley, excuse me. Danny Jansen or 2020 Reese McGuire.
Oh, we got to look up 2020 Reese McGuire.
Yeah, I also got to look up Luke Maley as well.
Oh yeah, Luke Maley was our catcher back in 2015, 16, 17.
What did he do back then?
Awful. he was probably one of the worst catchers I've ever seen. 17. Oh, he was 17.
Actually, never mind.
Yeah, awful. Look at that, 407.
Okay.
So
he's definitely going to be a cut.
Yeah, I'm cutting this man.
Yeah, Luke Maley's getting cut for sure.
Yeah.
In fact, I don't even understand how you're.
I hate Luke Maley. I've hated him so much.
Yeah, and
2020 Reese Oh God.
Oh, no,
yeah, he was bad. Oh shoot. We might have to cut Reese.
We have to cut Reese.
We have to cut Reese. He has a 220 OPS, a batting average of 0.73.
Yeah, he's got a negative 42 OPS
oh
plus.
Gosh.
That's
he's got to be cut.
That's horrible. Yeah, sorry. So Reese McGuire is definitely cut. Luke Maley's got to get benched, and Danny Jansen has to get started.
Yeah,
that sucks to suck.
That was a good one.
That was a good question.
One.
Yeah,
like
but Jesus Christ, that is the pits. That is the pitch.
That is horrible.
That is
Granted,
really
he was only
bad.
in 19 games, but very bad 19 games. Very bad 19 games. I'm going to jump into the box. Guys, ask your questions in the chat. We'll be sure to answer them. Right now, we're just answering from our social medias.
Also, if you haven't already, please hit the like button. We would appreciate it so much. And also subscribe. It means a lot to us.
So, Shivas is asking, where is Brett Lowry? Retired. He had a sad... Honestly, his career wasn't bad, but it's because he was a third baseman, and third basemen are very good at hitting, that he got overshadowed and lost all his jobs everywhere.
That's the problem.
He needs to switch to like second base or something, which I think he actually tried, and then he sucked at that too. I don't know. Sorry, Luke or Brett Lowry. This one comes from Steven. Shout out Steven on our YouTube, asking Ryu for Darvish.
Oh, right. We've gotten this one before.
Yeah. Would you guys do it if you were offered?
If we were offered. I think my answer was yes.
I think
I think you said no.
I said no.
I do believe that we talked about this, yeah, and I think
When
you
was
said...
this? Was it during the season?
No, it was after the season. I remember that we had, like, you were like, who would you rather have, like, Darvish or Ryu?
Honestly, no, I'm going to change that. I kind of want Darvish, honestly.
Yeah, I
kind of want
personally would
Darvish
want
now.
Darvish as well. Like, I think, you know, like, they both had bad years last year for who they are. But, I mean, I remember I gained a lot of respect for you, Darvish, after making a video room about him and kind of delving into his whole career, his stats, everything surrounding him. And yeah, I mean, I do like me some Darvish, and I do think Ryu is on the steady decline.
Yeah, I would take Darvish. Absolutely.
Yeah. Would you trade Kirk for a guy like Pablo Lopez with Big Gabe likely coming up within the next season or so?
That's tough because Pablo Lopez is going to cost probably at least to Kirk if they wanted a catcher.
It's gonna cost more than Kirk.
Yeah.
I remember we were looking at it and like it'd be like Kirk, somebody else, and somebody else.
So honestly, I think I might. I don't know. I know you really like Kirk. I really like Kirk too, but that's what it's gonna have to cost if we want to get a young starting pitcher who's pitching in the low threes.
Yeah, I don't think I want him. You know, it's like I obviously want young pitchers, but like I do really like Kirk, and I do like I know that it would cost more than Alejandro Kirk as well, and I feel like we don't really need any more young starting pitchers. Like Nate Pearson's the project for us right now. Alek Manoah's the guy. It's always nice.
You could always use more young starting pitching.
I understand that, man, but when you're giving up a bunch, like I feel like we have our group of rotation. It's Burrios, it's Gosman, it's Manoah, and we're hoping it's Pearson. And then the fifth guy can honestly be whoever we want. We could throw some darts. We could get Stripling to be good again. Like, I don't think we need to give up that much capital to go out and get a young starting pitcher anymore.
Yeah, like, again, it depends on the deal for me. Like, if it's Kirk and maybe, like, one top prospect or something. Like, maybe Miami, because Miami does not... Well, they have new management now, so let me give them a little bit more respect in their trade flaws in the past. But if we're able to get some sort of deal, then I'd be open to trading Kirk for that. I'll be open. Adam, you look drunk in the thumbnail. Yeah, it was probably like 10 a.m. and like I was just doing work and taking the photos. Yeah, jump into the box. Jump into the box.
Okay. If you had to pick a current Blue Jay who is most likely to be traded this offseason, who is it? And this one actually comes in from Tristan Morgan Edits. So shout out if you're still with us, Tristan Morgan.
Sorry, what was it?
It was if you had to pick a current Blue Jay who is most likely to get traded this offseason, who is it?
Wow. Catcher of some sort. Honestly, maybe Kirk. Maybe Kirk.
I mean, I do think Kirk's been talked about a bunch, but I also think too it's like why Kirk? You know, like why not Danny Jansen? You know, like why are we not trading Danny Jansen when he's high right now after he's coming off of a bad year or a good year? Excuse me. Danny Jansen actually had a good year last year.
Yeah, I definitely prefer to trade Danny Jansen. I think the management likes him more for like clubhouse and like pitching. Like they really have a good chemistry with the pitchers currently with their staff. But again, the thing is like you can always teach that. And like I don't know why we don't lean more that way where we're like let's just move away. Like they just really like Danny Jansen. Like it's a person. You know?
Yeah, and I mean, like, that's great and all. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like, I want to hold on to Kirk because I think his upside is real. You know, I think this guy is going to be a great player in the MLB.
He's one of our breakouts for, we had a podcast about that.
I think he's going to be a great player in the MLB. I want to have him, you know, and I want to include him in those elite Toronto Blue Jays that we have. I think this guy could definitely be an 800 OPS player, and, you know, he could be a starting catcher for 100 games. You know, I would love to hold on to him. Reese McGuire, why can't we trade him? Danny Jansen can go too, right? It's like, these are guys who I think that need to be talked about more for smaller deals. You're not going to get anyone major coming back, but it's like what I was just talking about, where it's like, I don't feel like we need a Pablo Lopez right now because we have other guys. If we think that there's a nice, juicy dart throw that we can go after, then absolutely trade one of these freaking catchers. Throw your dart. Maybe he turns into somebody. You know, maybe it's a Taiwan Walker situation that we don't even know.
Yeah, possibly. I know someone was saying, like, let's get, it was way earlier, saying let's get Rondon as our fifth role, or our fifth rotational guy. What do you think about that being him being a fifth guy?
Yeah, that'd be amazing, dude. But it's like, I don't think that is close to reality at this point, you know?
No.
A guy like Carlos Rondon, you don't sign that guy to be your fifth guy.
He's being your top end of the rotation.
Yeah,
guy.
like he is, you know, like top 3 sort of thing on any team at this point. And I don't even know if Carlos Rondon would be happy with coming to a team and being their number 5, you know? Maybe if we pay him enough, but that's the thing, right? Like, he's going to cost a lot of money. And at that point, we're investing so much money into the pitching staff, which, again, never a bad thing, but I don't know. I don't think it's gonna happen.
No, I don't think so either.
But yeah.
Hey, Andrew's saying, I believe you could trade McGuire for a middle of the end rotation bullpen guy, and I think you absolutely can. And actually, a pretty decent one. You could probably get a pretty decent one. Yes. I agree.
Yeah, you know, and that's something too. It's like we never talk about that. We're talking about these big names, and it's like Kirk's got to go. I don't know if we need more big names here. Let's go get some smaller names to help fill out the depth here. Let's go get a bullpen guy, that dark horse bullpen guy we were talking about earlier, that we don't know about, that could turn out to be an Adam Simber, and we're laughing now.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I'm going to grab something from the box.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so yeah, Alejandro Kirk listed as 5'8", 265 pounds. He's a big boy for being 5'8".
Yeah,
he's a big boy
real.
for being 5'8". You know, like, I'm like 5'9", 5'10", like 5'9", 3/4 basically. But it's like I'm like 150. So he's literally, yeah, it's insane. It's actually insane.
This one is from you, and this one's asking, what MLB player would you want to back you up in a street fight?
Holy, what MLB player would I want to back me up in a street fight? Street fight's different than a
like a UFC, you know. Anything goes here.
Yeah, I need somebody who's like playing dirty, who's gritty, who's dirty, but also has like the beef to him as well. You know, like this guy can mash.
There's one guy that I don't think he plays anymore, but there's one guy in the past I would totally choose. I'm gonna look for him right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who would you guys have if you could get any MLB player on your squad for a street fight?
Past player, Carlos Gomez. I want Carlos Gomez. Is he still playing? No, he's not playing anymore.
He's not.
I would want Carlos Gomez. This guy was a freaking brat, man. This guy says Stanton, Puig, Alomar, Frank Thomas. Nice, I like those ones. Yeah, I want Carlos Gomez. This guy was so wanted to fight so many people. He reminded me a lot of Manny Machado before Manny Machado matured.
Right.
But Manny Machado was like that. Baez, someone's saying, okay, Baez is a good one.
Baez would be a good one. Baez would be a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I like Stanton as well. Like, my brain was going Stanton, but I feel like Stanton might be a little bit too... Like, I feel like he's
too nice.
Yeah, he's honestly a nice guy, you know, and I feel the same way with like, an Aaron Judge or something.
Mm-hmm.
Miguel Sano comes to mind as being a dude. Did Miguel Sano get in fights before? I think he might have gotten in fights, actually.
I'm not sure. Maybe.
I feel like Miguel Sano might have actually gotten in fights. Yeah.
Well, who do you choose?
Maybe Miguel Sano. Maybe Miguel Sano.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
Yeah. Oh, I keep picturing. I don't know. Maybe I'm remembering it wrong, but like Carlos Gomez, like rounding second, like after the home run, like stepping on someone's toe. I think. Like I can't remember it correctly, but like Jose Bautista, someone during that. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Jose Bautista's past his prime in fighting, though, I'd imagine.
Yeah, probably.
You know, or maybe he's got the old man strength at this point. Also, NP leader Winter saying, if you had any Blue Jays legend like all time, who would you want to play for the 2022 season? Remember, one legend. I'd probably pick Roy Halladay.
Yeah, I would choose Roy Halladay.
You know, I mean, that's the end. Yeah,
that's kind of what I want. I want more pitching, and I'd probably choose Roy Halladay.
Yeah, I mean,
or Hinkie.
200 innings of like 2.5 ERA guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
Sign me up. You know, that's like Robbie Ray who.
Yeah, like we just bring. Rest in peace, Roy Halladay. I was gonna say like we just bring him back, but like, man, rest in peace.
Yeah, R.I.P. bro.
Well, I saw a question here. Daryl Adams 331. Nick and Adam, could Jays get Bryant and Sonny Gray after lockout and make them a lot stronger? And
I like Sonny Gray a lot.
Yeah. I think, Sonny Gray's a great guy to throw in that 4 and 5 role. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? In our rotation currently with Gausman, Barrios, and Manoah. Mm-hmm. I think they could. You know, they definitely could.
I like Sonny Gray a lot, you know, and he's this sort of guy, you know, he's a little bit higher tier than what I was picturing, but, you know, one of those other options than like selling the farm for a guy like Pablo Lopez. It's like I'd be much more content with going after a dude like Sonny Gray who isn't going to cost
you could
much.
Get Sonny Gray for Reese McGuire and maybe something a little bit smaller.
Potentially.
You know?
It's like he won't cost nearly as much and like the upside is very much there. You'd have him for 2 more years and that's the sort of player that I'm very interested in right now at the back half there. It's like a guy who could just as easily break out and be elite again, you know?
Yeah.
Sonny Gray's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We got Andrew saying, if you had to pick 3 guys that would be called up from the minors, who would you want to see? I like that question.
I do
like that question.
Yeah. I mean, I got to go with some of the top ones. I mean, I think it's time. I do think it's time for Jordan Groshans to get his shot.
I agree.
You know, like at the end of the day, we had him on the show about a year ago, and he said that he was going to play last year. We're not going to hold out against him, don't worry.
No.
But it's like I do think it's time, right? Like you want players to develop, but at some point it's almost too much development time. And you got to bring them up. You have
to go to the show. You got to play in the show.
You have to play in the show. You're getting to the age now. I believe he is like 24, 25. I don't know 100%. But it's time now for Jordan Groshans.
I want to look at what he did last year.
In the minors?
In the minors, yeah.
Yeah, take a look at what Jordan Groshans was doing down there. I feel like he didn't have his best season ever, but I could be wrong about that. How old is he, by the way?
He is...
I was wrong. 22.
22. Look at that.
He almost just turned 22.
He's 22. Buddy, he had a 9... Oh, no, it's 19. 817 OPS in Double-A. That's pretty good.
Pretty damn good. He also had a 291 batting average, like good on base, good slug. Yeah, I mean, he was a quality player last year in Double-A.
Just going to unlock the door one second.
Okay, yeah, go unlock the door. But yeah, I mean, Jordan Groshans, he's definitely got to be on the list of players to come. I would also say... who else do I need?
Let's take a look at our prospects.
Yeah, let's take a look at the prospects, bro. Mm-hmm. Do we have any pitching prospects left? Are there any like decent pitching prospects?
Like Adam Kloffenstein comes to mind.
Oh yeah, you know, it's like Kloffenstein actually.
Yeah.
We had Kloffenstein on the show too, guys. Kloffenstein was great. I love Kloffenstein.
I do. I really like his energy. He was very, very nice guy. He said we'd go out and get steaks or something, or I don't know.
Yeah,
I forget what it was.
Yeah, we gotta hold him to that.
No, we gotta get these guys back and be like, all right, guys. So like,
what's going on now?
What's going on here? I'd probably get Jordan Groshans.
Yeah, Gunnar Hoagland's not ready yet, but I am excited about it.
Like maybe if there's an injury in the outfield, or maybe there's some, because Otto Lopez can play outfield, and he is expected to debut soon. Maybe Otto Lopez. I know he was actually kind of decent in the minors.
Otto Lopez last year?
Yeah. Oh, there he is. Otto Lopez. He actually came up at one point last year, if you remember that.
I don't.
Minors.
Yeah, let's see the minor leagues for Otto Lopez, baby.
Actually, never.
No.
Oh, wait, no, this is not this year. This is... Wait, where is it? Here it is. Yeah, 816 OPS. That's in fall ball.
315 batting average as well. So, we were getting on base. We were hitting properly. Yep. So... That's pretty damn good.
Yeah, maybe he comes up and becomes our 4th outfielder,
Yeah.
What else? Yeah, and honestly, Adam Kloffenstein.
I'm ready for Kloffenstein too,
Kloffenstein,
dude.
man.
I'm ready for Kloffenstein. Throw him in the pen. See what
Throw him
he's
in the
got.
pen.
You know?
Throw him in the pen. I want him to be in the pen.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's get him to Toronto. Let's get that steak dinner with him.
It's about time, for God's sakes. Yeah, Jesus, a steak would be so good right now. If we take on Sonny Gay's contract, I'd love for the Reds to throw in Lucas Sims or something as well. True, I guess it all depends what we have to give back to them, right? Like, if we're trading them the bag, then they might do that. If we're trading them pennies, then they might not.
Yeah, if they were gonna toss them, yeah, exactly. We're probably gonna have to go up quite a bit more if we want to get.
If we want to get him for free or something.
Yeah.
Because realistically, like, if you're the Reds, like, you either want to dump the money or you want to get a crap load of prospects, you know?
Yeah.
So I would say we'd have to give up quite a bit for that.
I'm gonna grab something from the bud.
Do it, dude. Do it.
All right.
If you guys haven't already, please hit the like button. We would really appreciate it. Also, subscribe.
This question. Has Ryu's decline started?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Yes, it has.
It has begun.
It has begun.
It's begun, man. Did I write that?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I wrote that.
Like, even if he does bounce back for like a 380 OPS, 380 ERA, I'm still gonna count that as declining. Like, we look at his career numbers, it's like he's not even touching it again. You know what I mean? He's not touching his prime again. So until he touches near his prime, it's a decline right now.
Well, yeah,
I don't expect him to throw a 3 or a 232 anymore. I don't expect him to throw a 250, even like a 275. I don't expect that anymore.
Not at all.
My expectations are literally at best 350.
Right. Yeah.
So it's decline.
I do think that Ryu's probably hit the decline button, and it's too bad. Like, the one saving grace that we got to think is that it did coincide with the sticky. So maybe one off season of work not using that and finding a way to throw like you used to, maybe that brings him back to form. Obviously we don't know for sure. We got to tell this season, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw similar stuff from Ryu again. It's like we get one good start, and then we get one blow-up start, and one good start, one blow-up start, right? That's kind of what it was there at the end for Ryu. It's like you never knew which Ryu you were going to play today.
That's so annoying, man. Like, frig, man. Like, it is what it is. Like, this is kind of like the floor of the Ryu contract for me. Like, this is like literally we got one good year in a shortened season, and then it was like the rest is going to be like this. If it is.
Okay, you know what? Honestly, it's like, if it's this and like not any worse than this, if it gets worse than this, then I have a problem.
Oh, yeah. If it goes back to 380, like we're saying, then like, yeah, I have no problem.
Well, but even if it is like 4.3, I'm not happy, but I'm not overtly upset about this either.
Yeah.
At this point, like, I could see a reality where like Ryu's contract looks so bad in a year. Ryu's contract looks like Tanner Roark.
Already start. Oh yeah, like I feel like we're not ready to declare a Tanner Roark status.
No, not at all. But it's like if you did another year, it got worse. Now it's a high 4. Now it's pushing 5.
Dude, now it's its own category. It's 100 Ryu.
Yeah, now it's like now we're actively thinking about cutting you.
Yeah. If it's a high 4, like. Yeah, it's time to get somebody else.
For $20 million, absolutely.
We're gonna probably lose this game every time we see you. Like, yes. I don't want.
I'm not paying $20 million for that.
In a competitive long, like I think our rotation is good enough now where we can get to the postseason long term, and he's not going to be pitching in the postseason anymore with this team currently where we're at.
Assuming Manoah is Manoah, assuming like Barrios and all those guys are Barrios.
Yeah. Should be. So assuming that, like, I don't think like he's going to be pitching in the postseason, but like I think it's good enough to get there, so it's not like a big concern. But if like he's doing bad and another person's doing bad, now it's like 2 out of 5 starts are going to be losses. It's like now that's flirting with danger right there. Yeah, that's flirting with danger.
Lawrence Antone here says Clough is overrated. Not a great year last year. I'm not super familiar with what Kloffenstein did. We got to keep in mind though, right? Like I don't think that Kloffenstein is overrated because we haven't even seen him before. Like, I'm personally not rating him very highly. I'm rating him as a prospect, a 7th ranked in our system sort of prospect, and that's kind of it, sort of thing. I don't I don't think he's going to be a stud starter for us at one point.
Ooh.
Holy shit, that was bad.
Holy
shit, that was really bad, actually. Wow.
You
weren't
really
kidding.
Bad. Wow.
6.22 ERA over a large sample size of 101 innings. Wow. That was really bad.
That was really bad. All right.
That was super bad.
Well,
it was 20. He was 20 years old. Bounce back.
Well, you know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe he is not ready to come to the major leagues just yet.
Maybe not yet.
Maybe not yet. Maybe needs another year of not that.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't bring him up if I saw those numbers, frankly. So, yeah.
Also, Bianca. Also, shut up, my girlfriend's here. You could cut through at any time if you want.
Yeah, feel free. Any more questions here? We're gonna be on for about 3 more minutes, folks. So get your questions in, get your subscriptions in. Let us know your weekend plans too. You know, what you guys have going on.
Yeah. What are you guys up to? We would like to know that.
Remember that minor league guys didn't pitch in 2020, so 2021 was getting back into the groove. That could be true as well.
That is true.
That could be very true.
You know.
Hey, did you guys see? Matthew Strong makes a good comment. He says, have you heard Pete Walker might go to the Mets, or Mets are interested in Pete Walker? Yeah, I heard that.
I hate that, and I'm booing to that because don't do that. And look, if I'm Pete Walker, you have to ask Pete Walker what he wants. Do you wanna coach a team? Is that your goal?
Well, I mean, yeah.
Is that his some people don't, some people do.
I cannot speak for him, but to coach. To be the starting head coach of a New York team and get paid, let's face it.
He did pitch for the Mets.
Well, that's another concern. You know, it's like get paid far more money than, and also it's not a bad team either. It's
right.
Like you have DeGrom, you have all of these elite players on here.
Yeah.
That's like, oh my gosh, I could walk into a World Series if I don't fuck it up.
Because if I'm not mistaken, is this contract up? Because when we played Emily the Show, his contract was up.
I'm not super familiar about the Pete Walker contract. Del Kermis, tell us about Pete Walker's contract, man. But you know what? The Mets are interested in Pete Walker, and if Pete Walker decides to go there, then absolutely no disrespect whatsoever. That is an incredible opportunity. I will be upset at the Mets for taking him, but I won't be upset about Pete Walker for doing it.
I'm going to just be sad because this guy has been our pitching coach for quite some time, and he literally has turned careers around. We literally saw Robbie Ray last year. It's a great example. We saw Marco Estrada. Like, there's so many great examples of him just turning a career and making it into gold. We'd have to find somebody else because that guy's a legend, man. That guy's an absolute legend.
Jordan N., would you promote Pete Walker to manager and fire Montoyo? I don't think so, because I like where Pete Walker's at right now.
Yeah, he's the pitching coach. He's perfect.
Yeah.
You know?
And at the same point, guys, it's like, I know like we're all like, well, not all of us, but like there's a lot of Montoyo hate and whatever, but Montoyo played a large part in us winning 91 games last year, and that kind of goes by the wayside. We always give Pete Walker the credit, and we give other guys the credit, but Montoyo definitely played a part in that as well. So as long as you keep putting up, 82 plus win seasons, 90 win seasons, flirting with the playoffs, going to the playoffs, like it's impossible for me to fire you.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I hear you 100%. We've repeated those thoughts throughout the season. It's like, if you can do it, you can do it. Also, as we're winding down right now, Guy Chivez saying, I'm bouncing at a club at college and Ossington.
Shut up.
That's literally very close to where we live.
What the fuck? Yeah, that's so close to where you live, man.
If you guys want to chill, 718 college. Well, Chivez, message us on our Instagram because that's super cool. We'd love to come and see.
Yeah, I would be very interested to meet a fan.
Yeah, actually, Chivez, go to our Instagram. The link's in our description. It's Blue Jays Today Podcast. DM us if you have Instagram, or go on our Twitter. All links in the description.
Yeah.
I'd like to meet you, and that'd be super cool. That's like literally a walk away from here.
One last question from Storm the Desert. Maybe get Winker along with Gray. That would be amazing. But Jesse Winker ain't going anywhere, man. Jesse Winker ain't going anywhere, big guy. They just lost Castellanos. You think they're going to give away Winker? Say bye-bye to Bo Bichette.
Bye, Bo Bichette. Yeah. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. It was a pleasure to have you guys all here. Donations were great. The comments, the questions were great. The likes are great. Thank you all for tuning in. We're doing this every single Friday. So be here, be square, drink some wine, hang out with Blue Jays Today.
And as always, go Jays, go!